Hey, this is Ken Finnan at Capital Advantage Tutoring, and it's my job to get you past the Series 7 and the SIE and the other exams. But today we're talking mostly about Series 7 exam stuff. So today we are going to be talking about bond volatility. So if you remember, the big thing here is always if you see me say it all the time, when you talk about bond volatility, they're talking about interest rate risk. They're talking about how much the price of the bond goes up and down compared to interest rates. So if interest rates go up, bonds go down. We should know that already. Interest rates go down, bonds go up. We should know that already. But the question is, which bonds move the most? And remember, long and low, baby, long and low. Long-term bonds, the long-term bonds move the most because it's the most time for shit to compound and all that stuff. So first thing you look at is time horizon, how far out the bonds are. If they're long-term maturity, those are most volatile. Now, let's say you have two of them that have the same maturity. The next thing you look at is either the lower coupon or the lower price, long and low, long-term or long then low, if you want to think about it. Long-term bonds move the most, and then you bring it in. If you can't figure it out from there, the next filter is lowest coupon or lowest price, either are the same. That's why I say long and low. So if you have, let's do it. Okay, let's go. Let's take a look at this. We have four bonds. One that's a 4% that is 20 years to maturity. We have another 4% that's 10 years to maturity. We have an 8%er, which is 20 years to maturity. Then we have an 8%er with 10 years to maturity. So if they ask you which bond will move the most, well, they'll go my rule, long-term, low coupon. So the first thing we're looking at is the longest term. So we knock out the two short-term ones. We're down to 20, a 4% 20 and an 8% 20. So then we find the one with the lowest coupon. Boom, here we are. And there's the answer. That's the choice. So it's long, low. That's where we do it. If they say the least volatile, wow. If they say the least volatile to interest rate risk, then you will choose the one with the highest coupon and the shortest maturity. So that would be this if they wanted to show the least. Now, some people ask me why. So let's talk about that. So if you had a choice, so first of all, the long-term one should make sense. Over the long haul, what happens is every little move you make compounds over 20 years. So it makes a bigger deal. Little things now make a difference, a big difference in the long term. So even like a 0.25% move now over 20 years, that compounds to a lot of money. But what people don't understand is why the low coupon one is. So let's talk about it. Let's say we have a 20% bond and a 2% bond. Okay, there you go. 20% bond paying $200 a year. We have a 2% bond paying $20 a year. That's kind of the way it is. Let's say interest rates in the economy go up. Let's say they go up 2%. That means all new bonds, if this was here, are paying 22%, which is a $20 difference a year. I mean, it's not nothing, but it's not a lot, right? It's not a ton. I mean, it's a $20 difference. Makes a difference, but it's not huge. So the reaction on the bond world will be a little bit. But if you have a 2% bond going up 2%, that means they're paying 4%. God, I can't type for shit. 4%, which means they're all paying $40 a year now, which is twice as much. So that's why it moves more, because it's basically the new bonds are paying double what you were paying, what you were getting. So that's why the lower ones move. The other way to look at it, and I'd say is more personal, let's say you're making 50 grand a year. And your boss, she's making 500 grand a year, okay? If both of you get a $5,000 raise, who does it affect more? Well, you both got the same amount of money, but who does it affect more? Of course, you making the 50, because it's relative to what you're doing. Same thing with the bonds. The lower coupon, even a 1% interest rate will have a bigger impact on a 2% than it will on a 20. I hope that helps. Have a great night.